Come in, come in, come into my world. I've got to show you. Come into my bed. I've got to know you. I have dreams of orca whales and dolls, but I wake up in fear. You will never be my, you will never be my, fool will never be my.
Hey Stampers, welcome to Apple of My Eye Fun Kit to Make at Home. You're stamping today with Color Me Crazy stamps. Okay, you realize that there was different options of kits. If you bought my Beginner and Go kit, you're going to get the Apple of My Eye stamp set, Daffodil Delight stamp ink pad, and Wild Wasabi ink pad. You will need some Memento black ink. This comes in my Beginner and Go starter kit that you can buy that comes with a companion video tutorial about how to start stamping. You're going to need the Tombow, we call it multi-purpose glue. Pretty cool. I'll call it the green glue. And then you're going to need your Snell adhesive. Boom! Okay, and then you're going to need dimensionals. This is only a portion of them. I've cut them obviously, but they come in a little square and they pop up and give your project some depth. So those are the extra things you're going to need. You'll probably want some scissors as well. Okay, so with your Beginner and Go kit, it looks like this. It comes like this. And the cool thing is you're going to make all 3 of these cards twice. So you'll have 6 cards by the time you're done. And then you have the option to get it with or without the 1 3/4 punch. Now this guy is so cool. It is one of the most common size punches that I use for a circle shape. And it's used on all 3 of your cards. So you're going to punch twice on this card, 3 times on this card, and twice on that card. So if you don't have the punch at home and got it as part of the kit, then you're ready to roll. Okay, now that we've gone over all that, I want to show you up above how you're going to put these together. It's really fast and easy. Grab a friend to do it and have fun. All right, welcome back and welcome to the above view. This is the first card we're going to do today. Thank you, lemon, and the little layered fun leaves in the background. All right, let's start with the leaves in the background. So we're going to use 3 different leaves today. We're going to use this little guy right here, this cool leaf right there, and then we're going to use this other tiny dude right here. This is a little trick. If you only have one of these small little blocks, this is block size A. You can put one of these on one side and one on the other. That's kind of a fun trick to save time. Okay, we're going to grab the Wild Wasabi. We're going to use a technique today which is called stamping off, or stamping at full or half of the effect. So what we're going to do is we're going to start our first little leaf, which is that one over here. We're going to do that one first. That one is full on ink, which means we're inking this thing up all the way. We're not going to stamp off here and then go on. And a lighter view, we're just going to stamp right on there at just kind of an angle. Remember, hold for just a second, pull up, and there you go, beautiful image. So let's ink up again. This one we're going to do kind of at an angle, going kind of off the side of the paper, and there we go, just commit, stamp, and there's beautiful. Okay, let's go to our next stamp. This one is going to be this little guy. Hopefully you can see that okay. And that's just for this one right here is the only time we're going to use that. So that's why it's convenient to have it on both sides. All right, so get it inked up. That guy's like right there. You don't have to be precise. I'm going to go ahead and take that one off because we don't need it anymore. Put it over there. And then now you're left with this little dude on there. Okay, this one we're going to do what I told you, where you stamp off at like half the amount. First we're going to do, if you look right here on this one, we're going to do a full strength that looks like he's right about there. Now we've already stamped once, so we don't need to stamp off again, and you're going to flip him around the opposite direction and stamp again. See how it's kind of like a faded look? I really like that. If you want even more of a faded look, which I think I do, stamp one more time right there. If you don't like that, you can always re-stamp over it because these these are the stamps that you can see through. So I stamped off right here to give it the half power strength look again. So it's not all the way inked up. There you go. So I like that. I'm going to keep it that way. You're going to make 2 of these. So do this on 2 of this same size white. As I'm talking, I'm going to put the dimensions up for you to see, okay? But they'll already be pre-cut for you in your packet. So there you go. All right, I'm going to show you 2 different ways. So if you bought the punch, this is how you're going to do your lemon. You're going to go through and do your lemons for all of your stuff. So if you see, there's this big of a cut paper and then another one here. There you go. So what you need is, I believe it's 7, yes, you need 7 lemons done. So you're gonna go ahead and ink up. This is your lemon. Hopefully you can see that okay. Ink it up, use your little paper, and there you go, stamp on there. Such an easy stamp. Make sure your ink is nice and fresh. And I'm hoping that we can fit 2 on here, and I think we can. Perfect. Okay, so if you have your punch, you're gonna stamp all 7 of these guys, and then you're gonna come in with your punch, okay? Okay, so there's 2 ways to face it. There's this way, and you gotta unlock it. So when it's locked, it looks like flatter kind of thing. And to unlock it, you just kind of hold on to it and pull down with your thumb. Make sure you don't hit that when you're punching, because sometimes it will lock it when you're mid-punch, and that's really frustrating. Okay. So let's go ahead, and I always work left to right. I hope you can see what I'm doing. If you hold this just a little bit of pressure, it locks it in there so you can kind of move it around a little bit. When you're ready to punch, I hold with 2 hands and punch. Grab it out. There, you're already punched. Perfect. So this is for those of you that bought a punch, and I know there's a couple that have. And then line up your second one, punch, and there you go. You got 2. Okay. I'm going to set those aside. Those will be good to use later. And then this is for those of you who already have it punched. It should already come in your kit punch. And I guess I don't have that, but it should come like that. The cool thing about your see-through stamps is that you can tell exactly where you're gonna stamp. So you're gonna use your Daffodil Delight to ink up your cute little lemon, and then you can see where you're stamping. So you go right, oh yeah, that looks like it's centered. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Now, if you don't like the way that it's stamped, flip, which I do. I like the way that's stamped, but flip it over and do it on the other side, and then you would glue the bad side down. See, there's always a way to improvise. All right, so let's come back to this card. And I showed you the stamp off technique. So now we're gonna get your Memento black ink. This did not come in your kit. This is something that you either should already have or have bought in separate. And you can also get it in my Starter and Go kit, my Beginner and Go Starter kit. All right, this one I stamped off already, so it wasn't full-fledged on. And then I went a little bit lighter, and you can see where you're stamping, so you can see where you want it. So that gives it a little faded, lighter look. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. All right, I gave you guys all this cool like ribbon, like thick ribbon. Okay, this is what you do. You kind of grab a corner of it and do a loop. And then you grab another loop, and this loop's a little bigger, and you're gonna do 1/3 and final loop. Okay, then you're gonna move your lemon out of the way, and underneath here, you're gonna grab some glue, and you're gonna just put some glue in the center, just a little bit, not a ton. This can get kind of sticky. The cool thing is this glue dries light. It looks white and it dries clear. And you just kind of hold it in place, you know, wherever you want your cool little loops to be. And I think I want this one to be just a tad bit smaller. So I'm just moving around however I want it to look. I want that one a tad smaller, and I want this one a tad bigger. All right, so I would set that aside to dry. And then the last thing we're gonna do towards the end is you're gonna get dimensionals, which I think, yep, they're covered. There they are. Dimensionals that I cut in half. And you're just gonna put 1 and 2 on there. So 2 little dimensionals. Take the sticky off when you're ready. After this is dried, put it on. We're not gonna do that yet because we're gonna layer up our card, okay? All right, close up your black ink. I have put my white paper on my black ink before, and it totally sucks. Totally sucks. All right, grab your white cardstock. You're gonna have 2 of these, and you just go ahead and close it. All right, and then go ahead and put it down. If you've got a bone folder, you can use that. I'm a big fan of these. Some people don't feel like they need them. I think it just flattens out your card kind of nice and makes it nice and even. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is put on your second layer of Daffodil Delight paper. And remember, you just go straight across like you're using a whiteout that would be in this kind of roller form. And instead of going up, I'm just going straight, kind of checking towards the north, not up to the sky, okay? And that's how I do that without causing any issues. Okay, let's center this guy on. We want just a little bit of the white showing and a lot of that yellow. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and put my lemon on, and we're almost done with this card. See how fast it is? And you just gotta do this double. So I like to double time it at the same time. Oh my gosh, it turned out so cool. I love it. You can move these things around however you want, however they look good. All right, let's go ahead and flip that around and get a little bit of glue on it. Top and bottom, tiny bit on the sides. And then go ahead and glue your next layer on there. Make sure you don't glue it upside down. Okay, last things last. This part's a little bit hard. If you guys have contacts, I've never dealt with contacts, but they're these little clear sequins and they look like contacts because you barely see them. What you're gonna do is, I gave you extras just in case you lost one, is you're gonna put a little bit of your glue down, and remember, it dries clear there. Let it dry. Don't touch it for a little bit. It needs to dry. And then you'd figure out where you want your other little sequins. These are those clear sequins that I told you are kind of hard to see. So just be really careful with these guys that you don't lose them. Once you get it down on your white, it's a little easier to see your glue there. And remember that that glue will dry clear with your multi-purpose glue. This comes in the starter kit as well. All right, we are done. So you would just do that twice and you're done with that card. We're gonna do the other thank you card with the 2 lemons, a lemon and a lemon half. Now I already have done these that we just did earlier. If you get it in your kit, I was gonna show you, this is how I stamped it. See how you can stamp it just diagonal like that and off your paper so that you only cut a little bit? And then if you get a kit with one already cut, let's do that first. Let's say you got the kit without the punch. All you're gonna do is you're gonna have one of these that you're gonna stamp, and it's already cut out, and just cut it in half, and those will work for 2 cards. And then we got our 2 different layers. We're gonna do that later. What we're gonna do is this cute little band, and it looks like it's paper, you guys, but it's totally just stamps from the stamp set. So if you want to do this your own background paper, all you got to do is stamp in Wild Wasabi to do your cool little background. So this one I used, it's actually the cherry, but you can't tell. And I just kind of moved around the direction that I had it. And I would ink before I'd stamp, ink, and then stamp. Okay, so you could do it with the leaves right here. You could do it with this cool, I think that's a stem, but I just made it kind of look like confetti. You can do it with the inside of the lemon. I thought that was kind of fun. And then I did the longer stem and just kind of did it over and over again, or in a diagonal. It makes it look like a zebra print. So those are the examples of ones that you can do. We're gonna go ahead and just be basic and stick to the one that we had already. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do, is flip it around to the back side of the one that we don't want. You're only gonna stamp this. You're gonna stamp 2 of these for your cards, okay? You're gonna kind of line it, not quite centered, but 3/4 to center down on your page. Just enough room for you to stamp, thank you. So what we're gonna do next is grab your Memento Tuxedo black ink and your thank you stamp. Ink it up. You don't have to ink it up tons. These stamps kind of they don't look like they've been inked up a ton before you actually stamp them. Just make sure you do put a good consistent pressure down before you pull up, and there you go, you got your thank you. All right, so next thing's next. Let's get your card together while we cover up the Memento ink so we don't ruin our card. Let's put our card together. And you've seen me do this with the bone folder. You can do it without, of course. But I just like it with that little extra tool. just like I did before. Corners and going kind of north, parallel with my paper, not straight up once I'm done with it. Okay, we want to center this guy right in the middle. All right, cool. Okay, before you put this one on, which would be our next step, you want to make sure that you get this really cool thread, linen thread on here. Now, your kit comes with a thinner thread. This is the one that Stampin' Up! Sells. I think I happened to use the other kit with a thicker one just because it was randomly what I had. But you can do a bow if you have enough, but I just like to do like a knot, you know, towards the top of it. And just make sure we get it fairly tight. There we go. I think that looks cool. And then you can cut it wherever you want, however big you want the ends. I don't want them super big. I actually think I want them shorter. Okay, I'm just gonna do a little bit on each side. And then get that where I want him to be. Jeez, I like it right there. All right, we are almost done, you guys. We just gotta put on our cute little lemons. This one goes by pretty fast too. I think they're all pretty fast and pretty fun to make. All right, so this one I had pre-stamped on the back here. Didn't like the image, obviously. And then we stamped it again on the other side, like that image better, and that's what we're gonna use. So just position this wherever you want. See how I put the little dots on each side of that? Kind of center that in the middle wherever you want it to be. Okay, I like it right there. Then we're gonna do our top lemon piece, and we did that with a dimensional as well. Just a half dimensional on the back of this guy. Your little half lemon. And then you just put it wherever you think it looks nice. All right, last thing we gotta do is this cute little leaf here. So we're gonna use this one to do your leaf with Wild Wasabi. Okay, this is how you open these. Again, remember there's a lip here. You grab right there, the 3 dots, you put your thumb on, push away from you, grab up towards you and snap, and you got it done. Okay, ink up, you're gonna do full power on this one. I'm gonna give you a little sheet where you can do 2 of them because you need 1 per card. Okay, the next thing you're gonna do, I'm gonna take the one that's already stamped and you're gonna cut out your little dude. I feel like I need to probably sit forward a little bit more and make sure you can see it. Okay, we're almost got this one cut out, so see how fast and easy these are? And they don't have to be a perfect cut. All right, we're almost there. Get our little image all done. Perfect. This one I used some Snell just on like the bottom half closest to the stem. And then we just turn it around, put it where we want it to look, and just kind of put a little bit of pressure underneath there. And there you go. You've got your card all finished. So you'll do that twice. See how fast that is? Okay, let's do our last card. All right, so this is what you're gonna get in your next one. Don't need these lemons. Okay, you're gonna have, remember, if you don't have a punch, it's pre-punched for you. You're gonna use your Daffodil Delight ink that comes with your kit or that you have at home. Ink it up. And just so you guys know, you can substitute these for different colors. I really want you to be able to be creative and do it the way you like. But if you bought this with your kit, you'll have Daffodil Delight, and see how you can see where you're stamping, which is so cool. So that's why I can already punch that for you, and you can just stamp right on over it. Okay, so that is how fast that was. Okay, the next part is, once again, you're gonna make your card base, put it together, use your little tool, your little folder tool, or do it on your own, however you want. Pick the side you like. And whoa, excuse me, my voice is breaking. Okay, we're gonna use that cute little cherry again to make the background on your, this is crumb cake cardstock. Looks kind of like craft. It's kind of cool. So you just ink up, and you're gonna basically use your creative license here and put these wherever you think they look pretty dang awesome, which is the fun part. Okay, and all you have to do is around the sides, because you're not gonna see underneath where your paper is. You're gonna have some white paper layered on top. You're not even gonna see it. Every once in a while, I just turn my little cherry image around so that he looks like he's kind of just random. And I like that, I like it that way. And always know that you can stamp off the edge of your paper that looks good in art, is not always to have everything so perfectly aligned, you know? That was hard for me to learn in art. You don't have to be perfect, just do it however you want and however you think it looks good, and it ends up being pretty cool. Okay, so see how quick that was? I got it stamped all the way around. Now your white paper just goes over it like that. See how it covers it up and you don't even need to stamp the inside? That's pretty cool. Okay, now we're gonna use the inside. This is used for the inside of the lemon, but I think it's just a really cool design for your background. So we're gonna make the background. And I think I did this one, I wanna say that, I stamped it off. And so I did a lighter image because I didn't want a lot of, you know, green everywhere. And you just really can go wherever you want to on this one. Just kind of cool. And I think on this one I just did a little bit less, so I didn't make sure that it was overdone. So stamp off before you stamp on your page, and that's giving it half the strength of ink so that it doesn't overpower your little page there. So this is kind of fun, fast, and easy, as you can tell. I hope you'll have fun doing this one at home. It's a nice way to make background papers for yourself without having to buy the background sheets. All right, cool. I think I like how that is. I might just do a little one off the side. I think that looks pretty cool. And then we've got your banner flag. If you have a banner cut at home, not very many of you guys, but some of you guys said that you already have a banner punch. It looks like this. This thing is so awesome. It does a triangle, but what it does is it does your little edge of your banner. I can pick this up. So it does your little edges. See, I did this twice. So I put it in my little punch to do it twice. I want to show you how to do it. So I have one here that has one side punched, and you put this punch side towards you. Put your paper in there. Looks good. You line it up so it's kind of straight, and then you punch. So you end up with that little banner. And you also end up with a triangle that you can keep for another project. Be creative with your scraps. I always like to not waste and keep my stuff as much as I can. Okay, you're doing this on the upper third of your, your little stamped paper. And then you'll have one of these punched out with the 2-inch punch. And I'll give you 2 of those, okay? Some of you guys have the 2-inch punch, so I think on some of your guys' kits, I made it so you could do that yourself because it's more fun to do it on your own than have it already done for you. Use Snell adhesive, and you're just gonna put that down right in the center. Just kind of rub, oops, that moves our table. Turn your little, You're Just the Sweetest saying around, and you're gonna do 2 of these little half dimensionals again, and I'm gonna close my ink just to make sure I don't mess this up. All right, take those little things off. So those little things have a cover that comes off. And then you just put it right in the center, which looks centered to me, and you just push, you find where they're at and you just push them down. And look we're almost done. So cool. Oh man, I get excited about little things, but it's better to be excited about little things in life, isn't it? And what better fun to have a good time while you're stamping. That's what it's all about. Okay, I did this like a little picture frame where there's a little bit more at the bottom than the top. Oh, and just so you know, I think I propped it up with dimensionals. You can do either one. You could use Snell, or you can use 4 dimensionals. It would be 4 little halves on each side and pop it up. Either way looks great, so you just decide what you like. All right. Well, that means, you guys, we are done with the instructionals part of this. All right, that's a wrap on my Apple My Eye starter kit, or video kit. I hope that you enjoyed your time today with me. I know I did. I wish I could stamp with you in person, but I hope that this was a good video and project for you to do at home, and I had fun making it. Okay, we'll see you later. Bye.